Thank you very much, Chairman Pallone and Chairman Doyle. In all my time on this committee, there's never been a more obvious direct attack on the First Amendment. Despite what has been said, I want to be very clear. Condemning the January 6th attack and upholding truth and facts, it's a shared bipartisan goal. Unfortunately, that's not what this hearing is about. If the majority was really interested in a meaningful dialogue, you wouldn't schedule a hyper-partisan hearing to shame and blame. You wouldn't be sending letters pressuring private companies to block conservative media outlets. I'm not only disappointed in this hearing, I'm deeply troubled by it. Every journalist, from MSNBC and CNN to the New York Times, should be concerned by the majority's actions. And anyone who values free speech and a free press should be worried. Elected officials using their platform to pressure private companies to censor media outlets they disagree with? That sounds like actions from the Chinese Communist Party, not duly elected representatives of the United States Congress. Here we cherish free speech and a free independent press. We believe in dialogue and in the battle of ideas. Rather than censure and silence constitutionally protected speech, the answer is more speech. That's the American way. And surely, Chairman Pallone, Chairman Doyle, you agree with me. You have once believed that you stated that you believe threats against broadcasters for airing legally protected speech to be illegal. Less than a year ago, you sent a letter to the FCC decrying attempts to censure or interfere with broadcasters' discretion to air legally protected content. I would ask you to take a look at this letter, and I ask unanimous consent to enter this letter into the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
That letter, it says, and I quote, "At a time when autocratic governments around the world are using the corona pandemic as an excuse to suppress press freedoms, we must reaffirm, not undermine, America's commitment to free press." So what's changed? As you once put it, quote, "To stay silent could undermine the First Amendment." So let's come together and let's make sure that we do not have a censorship campaign based upon political ideology or someone saying something you disagree with. That's not the standard we want to set. Under your new approach, a lot of media would cease to exist. Should CNN still be carried after hosting Governor Cuomo? For months, media lauded him and legitimized his lethal response to COVID-19. He even won an Emmy for his use of TV to spread misinformation. How do we know it was misinformation? Because of a balance of networks that pursued investigative journalism. Should MSNBC be carried after years of pushing the false Russia collusion narrative? Thanks to independent journalists and a robust free press, we've learned their reporting was false. Does your news standard stop with cable news, or should it be applied to social media? It's un-American when you're setting control for you to redefine for yourselves what is true. Do you think Republican members of Congress agree with all the content on media? No. Have we sent TV companies threatening letters to stop carrying certain channels? No. Now more than ever, we must uphold the First Amendment. It states Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. It's unique to Americans. It's been fought for. It's been defended. It's foundational to our personal rights and liberties. So we should all be troubled by what appears to be an attack on the First Amendment. This is an abuse of power. Ours is a country for we the people, not a few in a position of authority dictating to the rest. So today the media is the target, but where does it end? We've already seen liberal ideology pushed in our schools, where we work, the books we read, who we communicate with, how we practice our faith. It's frightening. And you know what the worst part is? People are afraid of a woke and authoritarian system that is getting them fired, canceled, and shamed. And so they're being silent. They have no voice. They can't trust the broken institutions to protect them. This culture of fear is unjust, and this committee should not be using fear to force everyone to be the same or be destroyed. It's abuse of power, and it's a force of a state religion of liberal ideology. I embrace all of us to embrace our fundamental rights that lie at the foundation of a free government by free men. And with that, I yield back.